Everybody that's a balloonist in the world wants to come here and participate in this event. On Wednesday morning, they'll have a Flight of the Nations, and there'll be 2 balloons from every country they're flying. And so there'll be still 50 balloons. We've got some 20 countries that are represented here.
Welcome to Experiences You Should Have, your how-to guide for amazing experiences. I'm Gail Manasco, your host, and today we are flying away to the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. Now, the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta has been on our list for some time. My husband has an affinity for hot air balloons and has taken some great photos of them over the years, and we thought the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta would be the perfect place to go to experience the hot air balloons. Now, my husband went one time to the Fiesta years ago, but I nor my daughter had ever been. We were so excited to go because this is one of the most photographed events in the world. The event spans about 9 days in Albuquerque, New Mexico every October. More than 500 balloonists gather at this fiesta from all over the world and join for mass ascensions, night glows, and flying competitions. All kinds of shapes and colorful balloons fill the sky. And on the weekends, when they do mass ascensions, it is a sight that will put you in awe. Now, hot air ballooning is a very weather-dependent sport. And the number one rule about coming to this festival is that you can't get angry if the winds and weather don't agree with the hot air balloons. You can't get mad at the weather, so be happy that everyone is safe on the ground if bad weather or windy weather arises. We want people to still be alive and safe. Now, we decided to glamp at the festival. That's right, it's glamour camping. And that way we could stay on the festival grounds. We didn't have to worry about early morning traffic. And on the first day of the Balloon Fiesta this year, here in 2019, a few balloons took off at dawn, called Dawn Patrol. It's still essentially nighttime at 6-ish in the morning, but it's an incredible sight to see the fiery glow from the balloons. Those first few balloons are checking the winds, and they're essentially the guinea pig balloons of the morning. If all is clear, the rest of the 500 plus balloons will start to take off in waves. Now, the mass ascension didn't happen on the first day, but they did all, or at least a lot of them, blew up and stayed inflated, which is still exciting to see. But remember, you can't get mad at the weather. Instead, go eat a delicious breakfast burrito that the Fiesta is known for. Blake's offers some delicious breakfast burritos with hatch green chilies that are truly amazing. And just a little side note here, I heard a rumor that the breakfast burrito was invented at this festival, but that's completely a rumor, and I'm helping spread that rumor. But whether they were invented here or not, they are freaking good. Now, everything at the Fiesta dies down in the afternoon. But later in the afternoon, we got to see Team Fast Tracks perform some skydiving demo jumps. And I'm a huge fan of this team. Skydiving was a big part of my life for about 7 years. And so this is really exciting to see some skydiving demo jumps. And they also did some demo jumps at night too. Now, the first night of the Balloon Fiesta was when I really got to feel the magic of the Fiesta. As the sky started to darken, balloons everywhere started to inflate. The first one up was a balloon from Canon, which is a large sponsor of the event. And soon after, balloons were everywhere. I could hear the balloons burn the propane, And soon I could feel the heat from the balloons all around me burning. The balloons started to light up. Now, none of these balloons took off at night, but seeing hundreds of hot air balloons lighting up before my eyes gave my heart a warm glow. That evening, I got to talk to a hot air balloon pilot from Texas, Bill Broker, the pilot of Plano City of Excellence hot air balloon. So I'm here with Bill Broker, and he is a hot air balloon pilot here at the Balloon Fiesta. Say hello.
How you doing?
Hey. And what's the name of your balloon?
The balloon is called Excellence, and it represents the city of Plano, Texas, and they won several awards for the city of excellence, so that's why we call the balloon Excellence.
I love that. I love that. How long have you been flying?
Been flying since 1979.
1979. Wow.
Yeah, a few days.
That's amazing. Okay, so how many hours would that be?
It's not as many hours as it sounds like, because I've got almost 1,500 hours.
Okay.
But when each flight is only an hour at a time.
Right.
And when I was 16, I didn't own a balloon. So I was just begging for anybody to allow me to fly their balloon. And so it took a long time before I even owned my own balloon and started doing it as a hobby, and then I was crewing for everybody.
Wow.
And then now I got my own business and have multiple balloons, and so
That's
multiple pilots.
amazing.
So, yeah.
Now, how long have you been coming to the festival for?
I've been coming to the Fiesta since '79, off and on, but every year since about 1998.
1998?
As a pilot. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're a very experienced balloonist here.
Yeah, probably.
Now, why this Fiesta?
The Albuquerque is worldwide recognized for its hot air ballooning, and so everybody that's a balloonist in the world wants to come here and participate in this event. And so there's literally on Wednesday morning they'll have a Flight of the Nations, and there'll be 2 balloons from every country that are flying, and so there'll be still 50 balloons. We've got some 20 countries that are represented here with just balloons. So, and then the amount of people that come to this just to watch, just to want to be around balloons, come from all over the world this week to be here. So it's just everybody wants to be here, balloonists, spectators, everybody. So.
Man, it is a sight to see.
Yes, it is.
Just seeing this morning.
This morning was one of the best days. So.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm still in shock.
Yes, if you've never seen it before, like it's to have 500 uncontrollable aircraft that only go with the wind,
Yes.
float around you and be, and just have such an incredible view with the colors and sights and different shapes and styles is amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's breathtaking.
Yes.
And now, do you guys ever hit each other in the air?
We can touch, balloon to balloon, or what we call envelope to envelope. We call that a kiss. As long as we do that, just like putting 2 beach balls together, they bounce off each other and
all
go.
good.
It's all good. And we're always communicating with each other. Believe it or not, we can talk a long ways between the balloons. We can talk if somebody's above us, below us. Everybody's talking, so it's actually incredibly safe. Everybody's watching out for everybody.
Wow.
It's when you're on a 3D plane, you're used to a 2-dimensional plane of front and back.
Right.
It's pretty incredible to have to worry about somebody below you.
Yeah, and it was really exciting to watch you guys fly in that box
Yes.
pattern.
And that's one of the other things that's unique to Albuquerque because of the mountains. It'll create that wind, and so that's another reason why people want to come here and fly.
Now, are there other places around the world that has that same box effect?
There's Reno, any place that's mountainous. The Colorado Springs area, Tahoe has got it big time.
Okay.
But there's only one balloon company allowed to fly in Tahoe, because if you're in Tahoe, it's either trees or water.
Oh.
And the balloon actually lands and takes off from a barge.
Got
it's
it.
especially designed for the balloon. So
Wow.
they fly up over the mountain, drop down, and come right back down into the water and land on the barge. It's pretty incredible. But most mountainous areas have that. It's just that for some reason Albuquerque has created this image of hot air ballooning around the world. So.
Oh, wow. Well, it is incredible and the sight to see, and I can't wait for the glow tonight.
It's going to be a pretty spectacular sight to see 250 balloons light up with color and in lantern style.
I can't wait. Well, we will be posting photos and video on experiencesyoushouldhave.com, so be on the lookout. Well, thank you so much, Bill. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. The next morning, we finally got to witness a mass ascension. We saw all kinds of balloons fill the sky, including a flying pig, even a flying elephant princess named Nellie, bumblebees, and more. It was funny because we could see the balloons taking off in waves, fly over us. Then before we knew it, we saw them fly over us again. It turns out there's something special about the winds in Albuquerque, which have a box effect. The winds are going one direction lower to the ground and then the opposite direction higher. So they could essentially land where they took off, if all goes well. Now, while the balloon fiesta lasts for about 9 days, we stayed for 3 nights in our glamping tents, and we got to know some of the other glampers and our camp host, Dave. We are here at the glamping site at the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta, and we are with the camp host, David. David Amadeo Medina Jr. Did I get that right?
You got it right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great. And we're here actually at the festival. Today was day number 2 of the festival, and I'm having a great time. What about you?
I am too, in between all the work.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah.
I do know you're
but
working.
I actually enjoy the work, so it's,
Good.
it's kind of like getting paid for panhandling.
Well, that's pretty nice. And
Yeah.
how long have you been coming to the festival?
I've been coming to the festival for probably the last, off and on, 15 years, but been working pretty much the last 6 years.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Incredible. Now, tell our listeners a little bit about the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. What is it exactly?
It started way back, I want to say, I could be wrong, but I think it was 1974.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking at 45 years. And started out actually at the state fairgrounds on the horse racing track.
Oh, wow.
And I think it started with like 4, maybe 5 balloons.
Oh.
And it's grown in all that time to a little over 580 balloons.
Wow.
We have had years where we've had close to 1,000, but it's just been ridiculous. And the FAA finally stepped in and said, we're going to cap this off at like right around 600 balloons. So.
Okay. All right. 600 balloons in the sky. Now that's a sight to see.
Oh, it's incredible. It's like everywhere you look, it's just, and you don't have to tilt your head too far and you're seeing another one.
Yeah. Now, is this the largest balloon festival in the world?
It is. It's the largest balloon festival in the world. And in a lot of ways, it's the most unique, and it's actually the most accessible. I've been to other balloon festivals. There's one in Wellsville, New York, that maybe gets like 80 balloons.
Uh-huh.
But the field is actually, it's closed off to the public. You're not allowed to walk on it.
Oh.
And we're unique in the fact that they let you ride on the balloon, right on the field. You're actually standing underneath balloons as they're inflating every morning. And even in the evening, we have an event called the Glow. You saw that.
Yeah.
And you're
beautiful.
permitted to walk right on the field and right underneath it. So
it was really exciting today, even watching them land and people are getting out of their way as they're coming back on the field.
Oh yeah. It's a neat thing, and it's a weird family, a good family.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of these people have been doing it every year for who knows how long, 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
So
what keeps you coming back?
I think it's the people, to be honest. I like meeting people from all over the world, and it's, I don't know, you meet people from every walk of life, and it's a lot of work. The hours are crazy.
Sure.
In 10 days, I probably put in a little over 200 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we camp here, and it's, it's neat. It's like I said, the pay is one thing. It's not all that much when you think of it hourly.
Right.
But like I said, meeting the people, that's the biggest reason I do it.
Yeah. No, this festival is incredible, and if you're a photographer, then this is an experience.
They say it's the most photographed event in the entire world.
Are you kidding me?
Serious. And Canon is the big major sponsor.
Right.
And so, it's, I don't know much about photography.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to bring. I'd say, bring a good cell phone and pack light, because you're going to spend a lot of time walking. Yeah.
Oh yeah. These fields are very long. But it's fitting so many balloons.
Right. And actually for the mass ascensions that they do in the morning,
mm-hmm.
They have to actually launch in waves.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many. We got, I think it was like over 550 of them launched today.
Yeah.
And it's like you only have so much room. and they'll roll the balloons out, inflate them, get them launched, and right behind them is a new set of guys rolling out their balloon. And it's a neat dance to watch. It really is.
It was incredible watching it. Now, I noticed something today. So the balloons were taking off, and then they were landing exactly almost near where they took off.
Right. It's a unique phenomenon, and that's why we're the host of the International Balloon Fiestas. We have this thing called it's a box, and basically it's a combination of winds, upper and lower level winds, where we can take off here, travel maybe north or south depending on the winds that day, get up in the atmosphere, travel the opposite way, and these pilots are so good that they know when to actually deflate the balloon, get back down, and come back to the field. And there are events this coming week where, I mean, they'll make 2, 3, 4 passes, either trying to grab the keys to a brand new truck or dropping. They play tic-tac-toe. They try to hit a target, dropping things, and they get 3 beanbags. So I mean, it's neat to watch these things, just take off and come right back within half an hour.
You're just like, wow, I saw that one take off. Oh, and it's coming
like
back.
Deja vu all over again.
Oh, wow. And then you see these new sets of balloons taking off, and then you see them coming back around.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's an incredible sight to see. Even this morning, we're like, oh, they're coming towards us. Oh, they're
Weren't
going
they
away
just
from
leaving?
us.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they're leaving. Oh, they're coming back again.
Yeah, it's neat to watch. It really is.
Yeah.
And you catch yourself thinking, didn't I just see that one? No, it's got to be a different one. No, that's the same
No,
balloon.
same balloon.
Yeah.
Same balloon. I mean, it's a pretty funky thing. Now, here at the festival, this is the second year you guys are offering glamping at the festival, right?
Yeah, this is our second year. It started last year. My boss, Shemaine Giannini, she good friend of mine, and I've worked for her before at the Balloon Fiesta for 6 or 7 years before that at a different venue. But she approached me last year, like the end of April, about this thing and asking if I'd wanted to host a campground on the Balloon Fiesta, and she described it. When they described the cost, at first I was just, I laughed at her, and I said, if you actually do manage to sell any of these, let me know and we'll talk then. And that's when she told me that she was already 3/4 of the way booked up completely at a 12 tents, and she still had like 3 months worth of reservations.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, needless to say, I took the job.
Okay, all right. So the first year you had 12 tents, and this year you had
This year we've got 29 tents.
29 tents.
Yeah,
29
believe me, it was a
glampers.
big jump. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a big jump. So what is included in a glamping tent, and why glamp?
Well, I asked myself that same question last year when Shemaine approached me the first year, but I'm a guy that likes to pitch a tent, build a little campfire, and that's roughing it.
Yeah.
But no, this is, it's neat. These aren't your everyday tent. I mean, these tents have queen-size memory foam mattresses in them, rugs, furniture, a refrigerator, a heater, mood lighting. I mean, it's, it's a trip. It really is. And then again, you can unzip your tent, look out in the morning, and watch the balloons go.
Yeah.
And we're talking like maybe less than a quarter mile away. I mean, it's right in your face.
It's pretty amazing. And we're actually glamping here at the festival. And what's really interesting is that we will hear cars start to come in to park for the festival around
3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning.
3:30 in the morning.
Oh, you bet. I tell you, by 4 o'clock, I tell people you're too late. You're going to end up spending 2 hours in line, and you may end up missing any later than that. I have friends tell me, "Oh, Dave, how about if I left at 5:30, what do you think?" I said, "Well, you'll be stuck in traffic till about 9 or 10 and miss the entire event."
Right.
It's that bad.
So
or good, depending on how you look at it.
That's the big benefit of glamping, is that you're sleeping here.
Right. You don't have anywhere to go.
You can wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And you
have
can,
some coffee or hot chocolate.
Right. And then you can watch Dawn Patrol.
Right. And that's the first one that goes up in the morning. It's usually at dark.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the guy that goes up. He tests, the upper air, see how that's doing, which way the wind's going, and reports back down to the ground, and then that's when they start making a plan on which they're going to have to launch, because they have to figure out which way to unroll the balloons, depending on the wind and things like that.
Yeah, we saw about 10 balloons this morning.
This morning, yeah, the Dawn Patrol is like 10 balloons.
10 balloons.
And it's a neat thing to see, wasn't it? I mean,
it is.
Lighting up the sky like that.
Because it's still dark, and you see them just light up.
And it lights up the whole canopy.
And it is just stunning.
It's amazing,
Absolutely
and it's like they're all
stunning.
different colors and different shapes. It's just like, oh man, it's
So yeah, we woke up at close to 6 a.m. Just unzipped the tent, and there were these
There were the
beautiful Dawn Patrol balloons.
yeah.
Brushed our teeth, grabbed a coffee, and then walked on down. Actually, we caught a ride this morning.
I get a little bit of time every now and then. I can give some people some rides.
Yeah,
so,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And then we were able to see the full mass ascension.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning to
Right.
make the trek
Pack
in.
the car and load everything in, and yeah. That's, and that's the reason people pay the money for it.
Right.
I thought it was honestly, I thought it was like way too expensive. But then I started thinking about it and talking to other people, and they're saying, by the time you rented a room, a Motel 8 or something like that here in town during the Balloon Fiesta, you're paying $300 a night.
Easily.
And if you want to get into
Easily.
a nice hotel, I mean, you're spending $600, $700, $800 a night for that same room.
Right.
And here, okay, yeah, it's $1,500 for 3 nights, but you park in our parking lot.
Yeah, free parking, whereas parking at the event is $15 per event that you go to.
Per event. That's not per day, that's per event.
Per event.
And then it's $10 to walk through the gate.
Right.
So you're talking $25 per person.
Whereas if you're glamping, you get free parking and your tickets are included.
Included, right.
So you don't have to pay for each event going in. So I feel like in the end, and you're saving on the hours of sleep.
Absolutely.
Where
Absolutely.
you get to sleep those precious hours from
sleep,
2 to 6.
Sleep is underrated.
It's one of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's
Absolutely.
very important. I was just listening to a
Of course,
TED
guys like
radio
me are
hour
operating
on it.
on like 4 hours of sleep
Right.
for the last 2 days, but
You need some more sleep. You should be taking a nap right now.
I wish I could, but I'm one of those people, I can't sleep during the day.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
either. I can't either. So, but $10 for each event, and there's usually people come for the morning and then they come back in the evening.
Right, and there's $30 right there for parking.
Right.
Plus $20 for the event to get into.
Right.
And I mean, it's like any big event. There are vendors with tons of great food and things to shop for and do. But it costs a little money. It's it's kind of like going to a baseball game and paying $8 for a beer.
Right.
So.
Now I heard that the breakfast burrito was invented at this festival. Is that true?
I don't know if it was invented at this festival, but we sure do sell a lot of them. Yeah.
We had a burrito from Blake's this morning on
That's
your
the best,
recommendation.
in my opinion. Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. Highly go to Blake's at the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta.
Right. Absolutely. And it's a big one.
Yeah.
For some people that's like a two meal deal.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And children get in free to
Absolutely.
the festival,
Yeah.
which is great. It's a very family-friendly event. And
Oh, absolutely. That's pretty much, the big reason people bring their kid, come anyways, because they want the kids to see it.
Yeah. Now, what if you want to ride on a hot air balloon?
There are plenty of contractors that you can do that through. We've got Rainbow Riders here, which is pretty much the biggest
Yeah,
one.
they're the main sponsor of the event. I believe that you've got to book through.
Right, yeah, to actually take a flight from the field.
From the field.
There are a lot of people, at this time of year that launch off-site,
Yeah, got it.
in different places all over Albuquerque.
Yeah.
But they don't launch from the field.
Right.
So, launching from the field, I think is, I've never taken a ride from the field.
Yeah.
I've been up in a balloon a couple of times, but never lifting from the field. That's got to be beautiful.
Oh, yeah. And we haven't done it. But we looked online, but tickets were a bit pricey if you want to launch from the field.
Launch from the field. I can't. What did you get a quote for?
I think it was around like $400 a
Yeah,
person.
that sounds about right.
To
Yeah.
launch from the field. Maybe a little bit more, but we decided we were going to stay on the ground and take photos of.
Yeah.
However, I have been in a hot air balloon before.
Ah, okay.
But I've never landed in a hot air balloon.
Really? You fell out, huh?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh, bad parachute.
Oh, you did it on purpose. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
But that was many moons ago. But here at the festival, there's many rainbow riders, balloons going up, and you can't book through them, but you need to book that in advance because it fills up very quickly.
And honestly, a year in advance probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Right.
And as a matter of, and like glamping, that thing, we sell out super quick.
When can you sign up for the glamping?
You know, I'm not quite sure how they did it. I think last year, I think it was like maybe a month or two after.
Okay.
You know, my advice would be to, you know, get on the website, www.fiesta.com, and look up the glamping tab, and you know, most of the information should already be there.
Yeah.
In terms of you know, when to register, that kind of thing.
And there's RV sites here too.
Oh yeah,
I don't think they're very cheap either.
No, they're not. They're really not. You know, and they're not even anywhere near as close as this is.
Right.
The glamping field. You know, the RV parks, they're scattered. I'm going to guess there's probably 4, maybe 5 RV parks.
Okay.
And they're a pretty dang good hike to get. You know.
Yeah.
You know, there's the President's Club lot, which is pretty dang close, but I'd be scared to even ask how much it costs there for a week. You know?
And there's some special clubs you can join, like the Gondola Club that will feed you handsomely, but you do have to pay a pretty penny for it. But we'll include that information in the show notes on experiencesyousshouldhave.com under episodes. Now, curious, for those coming to the festival, what type of clothing do you need to wear for the day?
My advice: layers. You know, a parka. No, I don't think you're going to need that, because you're going to be peeling it off and having to carry it by like 9 o'clock.
Right.
I say layers. You know, a good long sleeved under, or long sleeve over a t-shirt, and maybe just a little pullover.
Yeah.
Little fleece, and you know, decent pair of gloves, not mittens, but you know, something to keep your hands warm.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the gloves, there's plenty of coffee down on the field to buy.
And closed-toed shoes, I found.
Oh,
you don't want to
absolutely.
wear flip-flops in the morning.
Oh heck no! It's
cold.
You need sensible shoes.
Right.
And it's not just the cold, but I mean, you know, there's a lot of terrain that you're having to cross to get to it. So yeah, I would, you know, hiking shoes or tennis shoes or something closed-toe for sure.
Now, what if you're in a wheelchair? Is the event ADA friendly? Or are people out in their chairs?
You know, yeah, we see a fair amount. You know, it's just so crowded. You know that. You know, honestly, I think it would probably be a little difficult in a wheelchair to get underneath the balloons, but we've got, you know, handicapped parking everywhere. There's so many lots here, it's, you know, unbelievable. And you know, we've got shuttle services that run back and forth from each parking lot.
Yeah.
That can get people, you know, with disabilities to and from.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And any top tips for when coming to the festival?
Like I say, bring a camera.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's something about the mind's eye, but when you can, you know, go back and look at it on your phone, it's just, I mean, it's just, you know,
pretty.
I don't know.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Lozenges, throat lozenges, because everybody's ooh ah.
Now, what's your favorite balloon at the event?
Wow, God, I'd have to say that mine is probably Elsie the cow. From Creamland Dairies. It's a special shape. It's gigantic. It's a gigantic black and white cow.
Yeah.
And
I didn't even see the cow.
Actually, it didn't lift today. It was a little bit too windy.
Okay.
So yeah, they have the special shapes day.
Right.
Which I'm not sure what day that is.
It might be on Thursday.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. So she'll be making an appearance there. That one's cool. Darth Vader's a neat one.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they have like their own entourage. All the stormtroopers come out, and Darth comes out. And
I saw Darth Vader. I saw Yoda today.
Yep, Yoda's been out. Yeah. And those are just the balloons, but I'm talking about all the people in in full dress.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now the night glow is something that happens. Is it just on the weekends? I believe the night glow?
Actually, I think
or is that during the week too?
It's during the week too.
Okay.
I think if I'm not correct, I think it's what is it? It's Wednesday and Thursday. There are absolutely no events.
Okay.
At night, actually, there are some races and stuff that go on during the day.
Yeah.
But it's not a whole heck of a lot going on. But yeah, balloon glows are almost every night, except for the 2 nights I think that they don't have it. And that should be on the schedule. I'm sorry, I wish I had it in my head, but I don't.
Oh, it's fine. And the event spans more than a week long. I mean, this is a long event.
It's the well, glamping is a little different. We start the night before.
Oh, right.
On Friday night, but it's actually the first the first Saturday in October, and it goes through the following Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's 9 days worth of.
It is
9 days. Just it's beautiful.
It's crazy.
It's beautiful, and I love working here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the night glow. We were walking around last night on the field, and we had the balloons just lighting up. You can feel the heat.
Oh yeah, that's the neatest thing. You know, it's like you get close enough that you can feel the heat off of that burner.
Yes,
You know, you
and
can
there's
even smell
multiple
it.
balloons, and you could hear it. You
Yep,
could feel
that
it.
that's a neat sound.
And at some point, they're all like popping on and off at the same time. Then they're all burning at the
Yeah,
same
they're
time.
kind of choreographed. They actually have an announcer who will, like, you know, okay, all burn and count down towards it, and then
Yeah.
you know, the guys on the left and the guys on the right, and it's neat. It
It's
just really is.
really fun.
Oh,
It is-
yeah.
You just can't help but just smile
Oh,
everywhere
yeah,
you
you
go. It is just a really exciting
And that's
time.
it. You just, you know, I mean, you know, even here at the glamping, I mean, it's, you know, you have days where, you know, an event may get rained out, like actually yesterday morning,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even the rain. It was that rain
The
we had the day
fog.
before. It was the fog, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, people are just like, oh, well, I mean,
Right,
you know,
you
it's
can't
okay.
get mad
you
at the
can't
weather.
get mad. And yeah,
No, the
right.
balloons are being safe, and you just have to come back another day.
Right. And most people do.
Yeah, yeah. So if you plan on coming to the event, don't come for just one day because it may be
Yeah, it's, yeah.
maybe on a weather hold. So
Yep, it might. I'd say plan on trying at least 3 days,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And if you have 3 days to kill, just coming out to the glamping field.
yeah.
That's the best bet, I think.
And if you want to glamp, I think they were sold in 3-night increments.
Right, 3 nights, and yeah. I mean, you can, we don't sell anything less than 3 nights.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But you want to buy an extra night or an extra night, you know, you can do that, 2 extra nights, 2 sessions. We've got quite a few campers that are actually, they bought tickets for the entire 9 days,
Oh
10
wow!
days.
Incredible.
So, yeah, so.
Very incredible.
And we've actually got, I think this session, we've got one couple that I know of that were here last year. They came back. So I think we've got, I think we have probably like 4 or 5 people that were here last year that they went ahead and registered and came back this year.
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat to see those familiar faces.
And it's really cool. They even got some demo skydivers coming in. They've been doing jumps at 5 o'clock, and then
Yep.
they've been doing night jumps.
Nighttime jumps. That's
Yeah,
kind of neat, isn't
it's
it? And they'll throw the
great.
fireworks out, and then
Yeah, they've got fireworks kind of spewing off of them.
yeah.
And there's been about 4 skydivers here, and then they make great landings. It's just a fun thing to see. And then after the night jumps, then this beautiful fireworks.
Yeah. Every night event, it's fireworks afterwards.
I mean, it's a nice fireworks show.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. I tell you, you know, I can't imagine how much money, you know, Fiesta spends on fireworks alone.
Right.
You know, as big of a show as it is, and you know, for every night, it's like, it's beautiful.
It's stunning. Absolutely
Stunning. There you go. That's a good one. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then even here at the glamping tent, we've all been congregating around the fire pit at
Oh, yeah.
night and telling
Making
stories,
s'mores.
making s'mores. It's been
Having a beverage and
it's nice.
Well, the neat thing I like about that, you know, and I fell in love with that last year. You know, the fire pit. I thought, well, I don't know, you know, when you go camping at state parks, national parks, that kind of thing,
Right.
you know, you're around other people, but everybody tends to stay to themselves. You know, and the camp sites that I've hosted, you know, I'm a musician. I try to get people together and you know, and have fun, and state parks are weird, but here, I don't know, people want to mingle. You know, they want to meet their neighbor, get to know their neighbor, and sitting around the fire, it's the best way.
You know, that's one of my favorite things in life, actually, is sitting around a fire, telling a story, listening to stories.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that just makes us human.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't trade that feeling for the world.
Nope, me neither. I agree.
Yeah. Well, truly, thank you for taking time out of your day.
No
in
problem.
between.
Thank you for being here.
Yes,
It's been a
of
pleasure
course.
having you as a guest.
It's been fun. It's been really fun. And definitely check out this episode for more information on experiencesyoushould.com. Click on episodes. You will find it there. We'll have plenty of photos, maybe some videos, and all the information you need to experience the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta.
Come on out.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much. Now, to really break down costs, you need to first get to Albuquerque. When we looked, tickets were really expensive, so we chose to fly into Phoenix for much cheaper and drove 6 hours to Albuquerque. By turning it into a road trip, we were able to check out the Grand Canyon, experience Sedona, and see some friends and family before the Fiesta. Now, Albuquerque, I felt, was fairly inexpensive, but around the Balloon Fiesta, rates at hotels are quite high. And RV spots at the Balloon Fiesta book up about a year in advance, and RV spots are already filled up for 2020. And we're recording this in October of 2019. When budgeting for costs, remember you need to get a ticket for each event, essentially morning and evening, or if you need to re-enter the park. Kids under 13 years old are free for the events, and each time you park at the event, it's $15. If you are glamping, while it is expensive, you do get free admission to everything, free parking, and a few extra hours of sleep, as you can walk out of your tent in the morning and watch the Dawn Patrol while sipping on coffee and enjoying a donut provided by the glamping team. Also, if you're at the Balloon Fiesta over the weekend, if you check out the Hot Air Balloon Museum on Sunday, it is free, at least for a few hours in the afternoon. So check that out next year. It's definitely worth a visit. And if you want to go up in a hot air balloon, you need to book that in advance. Rainbow Riders is the company that can take you up. But do know it's going to be much more expensive to go during the event. But what a sight to see. But you're looking at a nice price tag for a hot air balloon ride, maybe upwards of $400 per person. And you also need to remember tipping as well. But I'll include some more detailed costs and links on my show notes on experiences you should have. But you do need to book that in advance. Now, there's a few clubs or optional clubs you can join, like the Gondola Club or the Chasers Club. Now, we didn't do either. I felt like we were already paying for glamping, and that was good enough for us. But I heard the Gondola Club was where it was at. They had dedicated bathrooms, they had an open bar, really nice food. But it is really pricey, as it costs about $110 per person per session. So you are paying some good money for that experience. I was perfectly fine hanging out on the field where all the action was and eating a cheap breakfast burrito. But do whatever fits your needs. If you want to be wined and dined while at this fiesta or festival, then the Gondola Club might be the club for you. Now, there's another club called the Chasers Club. And I heard from multiple people that it wasn't worth it. That one was $45 per person per session. It does give you free admission, but not free parking. But you already get free admission if you are glamping, so take note of that. But you do have guaranteed seating and a private open air patio with some beverages and a dessert. Personally, again, I just loved being on the field next to the balloons and getting to talk to balloon pilots and being there. And the general public was invited on the field. And it's not like that at a lot of balloon events around the world. So this is really unique that they allow everyone on the field. So I already feel like you're getting really a first-class view. Now, this event is truly amazing for all ages and is an experience I think you should have. The event is also very accessible. They do have motorized wheelchairs for rent for each session. The event is large, so if you have trouble walking, I would plan on bringing your own device that you're comfortable with, or rent one when you get there. But since you are renting it per session, you do have to return it right after the session. And it's a hike back to the glamping area. Even though it's on the grounds, it's still pretty far away. So if you do have limited mobility, you want to make sure you bring your own mobility device, because you can't take a rented wheelchair back to the glamping area. So that's a little caveat there, because the parking for the glamping area is right next to the glamping area, essentially. But it's such a unique experience. And yes, a lot of people come together by the thousands, but to lay back and watch hundreds of hot air balloons above you is just an incredible experience. It's like a childlike experience that just makes you excited for the world around you. So thank you, Experience Seekers, for listening. Please check out the show notes on experiencesyoushouldhave.com. And if you love this podcast, please tell a friend about it. If you're on Instagram, please follow us on Experiences Podcast. And now, just go out and have an adventure. Until next time.